All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the World Arena Podcast, aka the
Wow.
WOPcast. Today, no guest. Firas and I are going to be doing something a little different. Just going to do like a semi quick podcast, just because we've talked about this RTA meta ad nauseum for about 6 months now, and it's still the same meta. We haven't got a real balance patch yet, so. We don't want it to be too much of the same rants for 35, 40 minutes every single week about the
Yeah.
same units, about the same problems and comps and things like that. And, we're also curious from your guys' perspective if there's any other videos you would like to see. We have thoughts of maybe doing like an RTA artifact guide or potentially some other types of guides, maybe more like, who knows, anything you guys want to see that's not RTA meta related for the next 2 months until we get a real balance patch, let us know in the comments, and we can definitely do that instead of the usual RTA meta talks for a little bit. So
Because, as we said, the meta has been pretty much the same ever since Oliver came out, with a couple changes to counter Oliver. But other than that, you're playing the same game, unfortunately. But like Zig said, if you guys have some additional ideas to our own, we're not going to spoil it because we want to keep some interest going around, right? Obviously, the artifact one has been kind of requested, and I've been meaning to do it for a long time. Another thing we've been meaning to do as well, that Zig and I've spoken about even before podcast ever came out for us, is a draft guide kind of thing. So like where you
yeah,
choose what unit you want to pick based on what skill and effect it provides to your comp. If you're missing a unit, you can bring this instead in combination with
yeah,
yada yada yada. That's something I've been very excited to do, I would say, but it just timing never works out.
yeah.
And we could probably make time for it now since like
Yeah, because we
our
were
kids.
always doing guest episodes, and that was
Yeah,
not something that you were going to do with a guest and whatever. And I mean, we're still going to have guest episodes too, but we'd like to, instead of having these guests on over and over and over again, to hear them all complain about the same three, 4 units, we would like to hopefully wait until we get something interesting, at the very least, the balance patch notes, before we, have more guests on and get different opinions. Because we just don't want it to be the same thing every time. Like everybody is in agreement. Oliver is destroying the turn one meta. Shizuka, Masha, like they're just super, super oppressive. Juno, super oppressive. Like we all know it. Like everybody feels the same way. And I also think there's like a big damper on the community right now ever since Special League ended. Like pretty much every other stream title's like bring pre-ban back or fucking
yeah.
not Special League anymore. Sag, like it's
Those
like, come on, man,
those two
come
weeks
to
of
us.
Special League was like the greatest example. Like because we were talking about it before
Yeah,
Special League started. Like we need pre-ban, and a lot of the guests were like, no, no,
I,
no. It
we
does this.
we
It dampers
argued
this.
with Obabo the first time he was on. We argued with Thompson and Wycas when they were on. I think we
Yeah,
argued with Thompson the first time he was on too. Like, what do you think about pre-ban? No, 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 no pre-ban, no pre-ban in regular. And then we have this one special league, and everyone got to either ban Oliver or ban Juno or ban whatever, ban Leo, and everyone is like, give it back,
give it back.
give us
Give
pre-ban
it back.
back.
Yeah,
And
and I'm more on the train for sure.
it's just so frustrating too, like from the player's perspective, where it's like, come to us, you have the game mode in the game, everybody prefers it, just
Hmm.
turn it on, press the button, like god damn it, press the button. Like it's not like we're asking them to like, completely redesign RTA. Use the mode you already have created and put it in.
Use it all the time.
Yeah,
We think it's easy enough. Maybe they just made like a massive vote,
yep.
like on through the game. Would you as an RTA player, would you enjoy having pre-ban every single time with a little bit of rework to it, so it's a faster process?
Yep.
Yada yada yada. And then I think I would say I think 70% would be in favor to always have pre-ban.
I think C3 plus, I bet it would be 85 to 90% would say yes.
Oh,
I think some of the lower, because the problem is too, is like when you do those polls, like not everybody like reads the whole thing. So like even if they did throw in something there where they said like, also you're going to choose the unit first, and that's going to make it so that no extra time is added to your RTA wings, people are
yeah.
still just going to look at the question, do you want free band or not, and think to themselves, ew, 60 seconds of free band, nope. And then like even if it specifically says that that's not what's going to happen, because that happens a lot in RuneScape. They do every update in RuneScape is polled to the community before it actually comes
Oh,
out. But shit like that happens all the time. People don't fucking read it. They vote no on something on a complete like misunderstanding of what actually was
I was
being
thinking
proposed.
that's actually pretty crazy that a game offers you a chance to have your input, even if it's just one little tick vote, you
Yep.
know, and you play the game daily for how many years, and you don't like. I'm talking about RuneScape, and then
Yep.
you don't take a couple minutes to read the text and say, you know what, that sounds good to me, that sounds bad to me, and still
Yep.
say yes or no based on what they wrote.
Yep.
Crazy to me.
The hilarious thing too is like it started to backfire specifically on like the PvP community in RuneScape, because like PvEers hate PvPers in that game. So
Classic.
anytime a PvP update is proposed, all the
Yeah.
PvEers just vote no out of spite. And there's so many more of them than there are PvPers that it always gets declined. So PvPers get no updates. It's been like that for like 3 years. PvPers haven't had an update in 3 fucking years because PvEers just decline it all.
Oh my god. The secret war.
It's so
I'm sure.
hilarious.
I'm sure you can have a lot of shaders that do that too.
Yeah. But
In RT, in Summoner's War, I
oh, of
mean.
course, yeah. But I
I
mean,
love.
like the thing is like it's one of those things where there is no negative to it. Like if you fix the part of it adding time to the queue and you just do it first so it adds no time, there's no
Mhm.
downside to it. Like even if you're an LD whale or whatever and you have every unit, there's still going to be one counter pick you hate fighting that you can just set as
Yeah,
your pre-ban. Like there's always going to be something that you fucking hate fighting.
yeah.
So it's
There's.
like there's
I don't
no
see any.
downside.
In worst case scenario, if you're opposed to it, just pre-ban Saf every time, like
Yeah,
everyone
do
else.
whatever you want.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to participate. But like, I don't see any major negatives to it. The more like if they're not going to change, like it's not even just about the future patch coming. It's just in general. They should just always have it. Like I
Yeah.
don't. Why not?
I
I
mean,
just I can't.
even once they change Oliver, it's like we're delusional to think something isn't just gonna step into his role, like step into his place. Like there's gonna be a new best unit. Like that's not
Like when,
like that's just how
especially
it
like
goes.
a very fresh example. Like when I pre-banned Oliver every single time. I never changed it, and I noticed I struggled when I lost more. I was like, I forgot how to fight against more all of a sudden because I
Yeah.
was always taking it. I imagine he would, let's say, climb up in the ranks. But let's say Oliver's becomes a crap unit, and then Moore is my number one feared unit. All of a sudden, I just pre-ban Moore every time, and then
Yep.
I can. It feels like a whole new game to me. There's no Oliver, there's no Moore, like all the time. Like, that's great for me in this
Yeah.
instance. But then who knows in the next 4 6 months what's gonna
Yeah.
come up after that? But
It,
you
it
know, like
will it will always be a positive, and it will help protect us from like Comtuus's inability to balance shit. Like we'll
yeah,
always have that barrier of like, okay, as soon as Comtuus, when Comtuus makes their next mistake, we'll have this pre-ban to help correct it for a little bit. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
when the next random ass unit gets way, way, way overbuffed, we'll have that barrier to like be like, nope, guys, you fucked it up again. This is
Yeah.
the new
Like
pre-ban. Nerf
imagine
it.
they imagine at the time Shizuka was buffed, we had pre-ban available all the time. And what I think that would do, forget Shizuka. Let's go back to Joe Gunn. Joe Gunn's time when they had to actually force hotfix him because so many people complained like this is an absurd unit right now, and no one's gonna wait
Which was
another
such
time.
bullshit. Which that still
That
makes
was
me
the worst.
angry to this day because
They should have never double nerfed him for sure. But
he
yeah,
had started to fall off. They let him dominate an entire season,
hmm
and then as people finally started like figuring him out, getting used to him. Like his win rate was dropping, all that stuff. His usage rate was dropping. They fucking nerf him, double nerf him, and just
No,
wipe him. It's like
you're
what?
thinking of Moore.
Uh,
Moore at the time. Moore was like the one everyone started to figure out how to fight and all
him
that
too,
crap.
yeah.
And then I think Joe Gunn less so than Moore at the time. Joe Gunn was still like pretty strong. Even if people figured out some ways to deal with him, he was still very strong. And I do believe he did need the nerf after they fixed him. But what I was trying to get with the example though is at that time, imagine we had pre-ban, and Joe Gunn was only out for a week after that patch, but everyone realized, okay, this unit is insane. Every single person's pre-banning him. That tells Comtos, and I imagine they have the statistics to say, okay, this unit's getting pre-banned like 80% of the games.
Yeah, they've
They
got
have
him.
to hot fix it, right? That's what I imagine. Like they have to. They're not gonna wait 3 months to patch him again. They're like, oh, well, and they did it in this scenario, but they've never like really hot fixed a unit after patch since that moment, I believe.
Yeah.
But
Well, what
they
they did was they gave him a season, right? And then they released a balance patch, and everyone's assumption was like, oh, this balance patch obviously is going to have Joe Gunn on it. And it
yeah,
didn't.
that's
And
right.
then Reddit lost their shit. And then they were like, okay, fine, take away his speed buff, whatever. But I don't know. It's just it's always just so weird to me because like they do those nerfs, but then like a patch or two later, they either power creep above what that unit that they nerfed was,
Yeah,
or now they introduce the counter. Like Chung Peng and Okeanos got nerfed. In the very next patch, you introduce Douglas, who would absolutely dunk on those two. So it's like,
so
why now it just makes it feel like so random and like nonsensical because it's like, so why exactly does Oki not get to stun consistently anymore? Like he would be an objectively bad unit still, even if they reverted him. And it's like they're just so weird with that. Like,
I imagine the same thing is coming up in the next patch, is where they're gonna finally nerf Oliver after SWC, but they're
yep,
also gonna bring a really crazy counter for
yeah,
Oliver.
exactly.
I
And then
I I 100% see it coming,
they'll
and it
like
makes
buff another 33, and now we'll have two, or we would have two 33s, but because Oliver will get nerfed at the same time, we'll instead have a different 33, and Oliver will be gone, and then we'll be like, wait, what the fuck?
love it.
They fuck it up every time. Like, and they never give the units their skills back, which is crazy. Like
They did.
after,
They did with Arnold.
oh my god.
they they increased that, or they increased the cooldown how many years ago, and then they reverted it only like a year ago.
But yeah, once a unit gets nerfed, usually they just stay nerfed like forever, and you never get the skill back. Like we just go from Oki being like a solid unit from start to like from season 1 on till like I don't know, it's 18 or 19 whenever he got nerfed. Always been a solid unit, and now he'll just never be back.
Yeah,
He'll
that's
never
true.
be back.
They should revert it for Oki
Yeah,
because
I think they
wait,
should revert Molong. I think they should revert. I would like Joe
Molong.
Gunn back. I mean,
I love old Molong.
I'm trying to think of who else. There was another one that I was literally just thinking of, and I can't even remember. But I don't know. I just hate when they do that. I really do.
I'm trying to think of what other unit I would love to see back to its former glory. Molong is definitely up there. I miss Molong, old Molong so much,
Yeah,
because I used my old Nyx comp used Molong as one of my core strippers if my Tiana was banned. Obviously, that comp is dead now because, well, I guess they trashed Molong. But I would just thought, like, the thing is, like, it's been proven though, through Molong and through Moore, this game having consistent good water units is so good because of the way Comptos built their balance system, where wind is all the pushback, fire is all the like screw over, like with Douglas and Verd and Antares
it's
to
most the
screw over.
passives. Yeah,
Yeah, and then water is to control those fire units. But the combination of water wind is always oppressively good or it would be in theory oppressively good, and it's been proven to be oppressively good because of Moore and because of Old Mo Long, always shitting on those fire units so heavily, and that's why the majority of the water units suck ass. When they do physical water skills, Shizuka does not apply in this.
Yeah,
In
no, I
this
know what you mean.
in this
But
argument.
it's the same with
That's why
fire
they nerf.
units too, dude. Whenever we have a good fire unit, it's
Yeah,
like
they get a
holy
lot.
shit.
Yeah, because
when
they else up everything is based off wind units in
yep,
this game. Everything is based off the wind units. If the water unit can screw over the wind unit and heavily on the fire unit, it has to be nerfed. If a fire unit is too good, it makes all the pushback, like the cigar,
wind
the
units
chunk pot,
suck.
the Hathor, the blah, all the wind
Yeah,
AoE, Charlotte, Ganymede. Oh my god, the list is stupidly long for how many
wind
AoE,
robot.
which is part of that one video we're going to be doing. How many wind robo now too? Fuck me, so
Yeah,
many. He
Savannah.
kills me.
I don't know if you said
And that's why
Savannah, but
Savannah. No, I didn't say for Savannah.
yeah,
Add Savannah to that list. It's insane. The list for AoE, ATB pushback in wind unit. It's insane.
yep.
Fire doesn't have one. If you want to include Tomo, Tomo is
Well,
pseudo.
it's Bison and
There.
it's super.
It was Bison. Bison
Yeah,
they nerfed
but
it
it's
though.
only
So
50%, and it's just
no, the ATB is 100%
no.
activation.
I'm saying 50% bar. That's how much you push back, right?
No, it's way less than that.
Is it
It's way less.
30? Maybe it's 30.
No, it used to be 30. Now it's 15.
Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, that's what they nerfed Cardinal. Like, oh, Cardinal's crapping all my wind units. Well, yeah, that's
Oh yeah, now it's only
he's the
15.
only fire unit at the time. He was the only fire unit in the game
And he was
that would
great.
survive. Yeah, because that's how I climbed to freaking to get into SWC. Is because no one was using Cardinal. I used Cardinal because I was so desperate to use units.
It's because you
That would
didn't. It was because it was Oki meta. You didn't have Oki yet. You
yeah.
hadn't pulled him yet.
When I pulled Oki, I think he was he nerfed or pre-nerfed at that time when I pulled him. I don't
I don't
remember.
remember. I think you pulled him while he was still good, and you found that you liked Carnal more and just didn't end up using him.
Yeah,
Really,
I pulled him
I feel
after
like
SWC at that time.
yeah,
But
definitely
yeah,
after SWC.
yeah, yeah. What I'm getting
But
at
yeah,
though, that's the game's theory of balance, and it sucks. I hate that we can't have more fire units that are not Luxac that like can deal with your opponent's wind units,
yeah.
because the list of wind units is insane. If you're missing, that's like if you're people who cry about missing Chung Peng, I'm not saying you're not missing out, but the multitude of replacements that you have are insane.
To me, Charlotte is just as good.
Yeah,
Like I get
really.
people complain about it not having an AoE strip, but it's like that just means the comp around it has to be different. But the
Yeah,
end result is still really similar. Like,
yeah.
and in
And
a
this
lot
is
of cases, the Charlotte outperforms too.
and Charlotte typically outperforms the Savannah as well, more like 99% of the time. That
Yeah,
was actually on our tier list. We kind of spoke about that.
Charlotte's
And
cracked.
and what Ziggy and I are talking about now is kind of like that video idea that we have coming up for drafting replacements for your box. Something that I'm going to say this in quotations and say this loosely, a skill of working with what I own. Even though people think I have a lot of shit, I'm missing a lot of core stuff, and I have to rework my box to do similar effects to units I don't own and still output something just based on rune quality, which has been a dead theme since Oliver. I mean, again, I'm not trying to talk about Oliver again though, but
Yeah,
I'm hoping that's going to be a great video. I think it's going to be a long one too. I fear.
yeah,
I fear it's
probably.
going to be very long.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's a sample of what's coming up.
so we've both kind of. I mean, I haven't played a ton this season yet. It just feels weird to play because it's like it's early season, so the games don't matter. And also, we know there's a patch coming. So whenever you know there's a patch coming mid-season, you're really just like twiddling your thumbs until that patch
Yeah,
happens. But I don't know what you've been using some goofy shit. So how
yeah. Well,
are you at
I
least having fun?
I'm having some fun when it works. So I've been using water hollyberry. And the reason I was excited that I pulled her is because I don't own Molly, I don't own Abellio, and I don't own Juno. So I don't own and
Problem is, those are
Carlos.
the units she's good with, though.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm getting at. So the question is that I don't have those three, and Carlos is kind of pseudo in that conversation now, but I don't own Carlos. But the idea is to have a turn 2 unit, or Nyx. If you want to include Nyx, my Nyx doesn't work like other people's Nyxes. Maybe Nyx doesn't work in general. But the idea to have a unit that has a % chance to mess up your opponent's either damage or them landing a harmful effect. I only ever had Nyx, and then I pulled Water Holly. I was excited to use her. She sometimes really pops off, with the parrying.
She
But
hits
then
so hard.
and she hits hard too. I love it. She's defense scaling, and she awakens into crit rate, which makes her great. So she does definitely need a buff. If she's put under CC, she can't parry.
Yeah, I know.
Right, which is really bad. When like Molly will still glance if she's under CC, or provide a glance to you know what I mean. Or if Juno will still, if she's put under stun, it's better. She just wakes up, heals your team. It doesn't matter.
Abellio gets himself out of it.
Abellio will self cleanse, and he can still use his S3 if needed. And then there's this unit who does nothing if she's stunned at all, which is insane to me that they released it in this state, especially when her S1 is. We know how her S1 works. It's just what do you call it? A Slayer S1, but based on defense instead of HP, which is cool. I like it, but these other two skills are very they become underwhelming when you can't use them. So it's very unfortunate. I have to say that she's probably going to leave. I'm still going to keep her rune. She's still good against multi hitters like Praha, more like Chung Peng, kind of, but she glances with this skill, which is kind of crappy. I'm hoping they add like a non-glancing thing to parrying.
Yeah.
So that's scary, but I don't know. And with Nyx never works for me. He's just this 30% is like non-existent. It seems to activate less than Holly's 15. But another thing I'm doing is I'm running Shazam, baby. Now that they this was actually a patch unit where they removed the crit condition to him stripping.
Yeah.
I really missed the speed buff because the speed buff was actually really nice, but you can argue that it's better for Shazam to not have speed buff so he doesn't take himself out of his AoE counter. But I've had some fun matches with Shazam.
Because you also have like units like Praha and stuff now who can kind of just give the team speed buff like without any downside. Like we definitely have more speed buff units that are actually good now than we used to, so you can kind of just get that elsewhere if you wanted to. But
I have my Praha rune for those situations.
But yeah, also in the comments, put what animal you think Shazam is, because we had a very long discussion last night in Firas' chat about what. I'm going with hamster. That's where I settled. I think he's a hamster.
When you look at here, we'll do it. We'll look through here. All right. Look, this is a serious conversation we're having on the podcast. This is a dead serious. I did actually look at these new transmogs for the ones they released. Either I have yet.
That one's adorable. But
oh my god,
I love the kid T-Mogs are the best because they're just so drastically different than like what the unit actually looks like. Like I love the chimeras and their little costumes. Like I love the ones that make it so drastically different.
I like how this guy's face never changes.
I literally just noticed that as you were clicking through.
Yeah, that's what I noticed.
Like just dawned on me too. I was like, wait, why does he have the same fucking face?
He has 4 fingers in this one, but he has 3 fingers in this one.
What the hell's going on? That's a hamster for sure.
No, dude, this is very feline-esque. Like this one has whiskers.
Hamsters must have whiskers. I think they do.
You're telling me this Shazam is an oversized hamster? That's what you're telling me.
I think that's what they based him off of. Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't see it. I can't see that being any other animal, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's got to be.
I don't know. It's too cat-like to be a hamster, unless you're telling me a cat is the distant cousin of a hamster.
It might be. Shit, I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Buying it.
But yeah, what I've been running, which is actually like weirdly working, is like Robo Cleave, where I'm running like crit rate, decent crit damage, Wind Robo with Bastet Draco and like other.
So Robo, we knew right off the gate we're going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
But like, it's better for you because you have such insane Swift sets for it, right?
It's crazy to me though, like I haven't actually looked at what his multiplier on this actually is. I've just been kind of using it and going like by feel. But like
Mm-hmm.
someone last night picked two Nem traps versus me. Okay, they picked a Tableau and Oberon, and my attack buffed Wind Robo. I S2'd, put them to like half, but stole so much bar that their Nem doesn't cut me. And then
Yeah.
my S3 just killed them both. They just fucking like it's just ridiculous. Like
How much damage was it? Do you remember the number?
yeah,
Like,
I hit the Oberon for like 9.5k or something like
okay.
that. But just attack buff, no defense break.
Hmm.
And like the Tableau, I didn't like kill him, but I put him to like 2% or something like that and stunned him. Because unfortunately, like, which was better for me, because if I did kill it, then your punching stops. You don't. I wouldn't have continued to punch the
Yeah.
Oberon, but
That's
it's still like I couldn't believe the damage. I don't even have that much attack or that much crit damage because I still wanted accuracy. So like, I'm surprised at how much damage these guys do. But
It doesn't seem his S3 as a crazy multiplier, because if you tell me 9.5 with an attack buff with 700 attack and 104
that's
on a
not
defense
much.
attack, it's not no, your stats are not much, but it seems like it has very average damage based on that. Because if it's
I don't
talking
know.
about a
That seems pretty good to me.
it's not bad. I'm not saying it's
No,
bad.
not defense broken.
Yeah, I'm saying if it was defense broken, you're looking at like 21,000.
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Actually, now
know.
that I say it
It's
that
been
way, that
cool.
actually does seem pretty good. Never mind. That's actually really good based on those stats. If you was a defense broken, you had to do 21,000 roughly.
I also love chimeras right now. Like this buff, well, mostly Lagmaron, just because he's 110 base speed and you can actually put
Yeah,
him on violent super easily and stuff. But like, holy crap, this unit just smokes things. Like just Oko Douglas, Oak like do like 65-70% to a freaking Juno. Like this thing is just crazy. The only annoying
isn't it?
part with Juno is that stupid thing has fucking it gives itself speed
Yeah,
buff now. So
speed
you've got
bump.
to get your speed buff with your S2 first, and then you can go hit the Juno. But um yeah, these guys are just amazing now. Like
Actually, that's pretty cool. You can't. Yeah, in most cases, you're not gonna guarantee a crit on Juno, but
yeah, and
that's
his base stats are just incredible too.
yeah.
Like I
Actually,
just
now
love
that I
it
look at it,
just
that's
across
insane.
the board.
That's pretty good, actually.
I was using a tankier version before I was using Bastet stuff, and then I just went like harder on the damage. But yeah, the damage is so good. The fact that you can just crit whatever the hell you want is so good. So I don't know. I honestly think though, like Cleave is getting really close to being good. It's just Oliver's got to go away for
Mm,
one because it's too easy for people to have 33s, and
yeah,
Cleave just needs one speed lead that's not Shimate. For the love of God, just give us anything. I don't
yeah.
care what it does. Just don't
Go
be
pull a Tableau.
okay. Yeah, okay. Obviously, yeah. If you have Tableau, you can do it. But
Relax.
I'm not a huge fan of Tableau for cleave either.
Oh,
Like CC cleave more than damage cleave. Like I'm talking more about damage cleave because like with Tableau, you would need like attack buffer, Tableau. You've got three supports in your cleave draft, so they've
mhm.
really only got to counter your like they get to ban one damage dealer and pick the one that they want to try to counter. So it's kind of tough, but
But if you have a cracked out Barbara with a Tableau that gives you the bar and the specifically a cracked out Barbara though, otherwise it'd be harder for sure. But
yeah,
with the Tableau, but I'm not gonna say Tableau is a reliable option, but Tableau is an option. But it's not like we neither of us own it anyway.
yeah. But like, dude, honestly, if even just it's got to be Kashmir, man. He's the one. He's the chosen one. Give him a speed lead, please.
That'd be scary.
Like
But not Oliver's scary, but still scary in a
oh,
good
it's
way.
not even close to Oliver's because it only really aids Cleave.
Yeah.
like which will still not be that great because you still have to deal with Abellio and Molly and all that bullshit and whatever
Yeah.
Douglas like. Or actually, he craps on Douglas, right? He can't glance, I think. That's what he
I don't
does, right? Is
remember.
it elemental advantage or can't glance? I always forget. I think it's he can't glance, so I think he just crushes.
Yeah, it won't land as a glancing hit, so
Yeah,
we're
so
hoping.
he beats the shit out of Douglas, but still, Abellio and Molly and Triana and Nana and all that stuff are still a nightmare. But like Cleve just needs that one thing. We've got all the bar boosters we could ever ask for now. Like they've given us Second Awaken Megan. They've given us this new Wind Madeline cookie, who's like honestly the best one if Cleve ever is good. They gave us the Fire String Master, who's a 107 base speed attack
Yeah.
buffer. Um, like we have everything we need. We just have no speed lead options. So if you can't actually contest against like Oliver Sekhmet, there's nothing you can do.
Try to remember this guy. Oh, right.
Yeah, he'll be the best one if we ever get speed leads that synergize with it.
Yeah. That's actually
I've
very
been
scary.
I've been thinking about trying him with like a 70 crit rate, crit damage more, in like 180 range on Despair, and like almost like running a CC cleave that also just tunes everything to 30 crit rate, or I mean to 70 crit rate, and then you just use him to like just crack out your damage and get you first turn. Like
Kind of like this unit's pretty sick, actually. Especially at 103 base speed. You
yeah,
imagine that
103 is great.
you would have thought it was 99 with those skills, but no.
Yeah, he'll be
103.
great if they ever get speed leads.
Just keep dreaming.
Yep, I know.
Keep on dreaming.
But yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna just try out different cleaves for the rest of the season. I mean, I don't expect
Might
to
as well.
do very well. I mean, it's not like it really matters how high you get anyway, because the meta is going to shift as soon as we get a balance patch, and then all that really matters is how well you play in that last month, based on like where you're going to land rank wise. But
Now, stop bragging that you reached top 100 in this season. As of now, it doesn't matter. It
huh?
doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh, I
No,
know.
not you. I mean,
Oh,
in
I was
general.
like, wait, I'm not top one. What are you talking to me? But yeah, no.
People in like my Twitch chat, they're
Oh,
just showing
it's
like, oh, I reached
hilarious.
rank 50, I reached rank 30. I'm like, okay, dude. By
And
tomorrow
like,
morning,
if
it's
if
gonna
they
be 300.
and if they fight anybody who's like a regular G2 or G3 player, if they beat anybody, like they immediately have to go to a Twitch chat and be like, "Oh, I just clapped, how to play or whatever." And it's like, yeah, okay, dude. Well, end of the season, that dude will be top 10 and you'll be fucking C3. So relax.
Well, people are playing around because people know, like, and if you guys don't know, you should know by now, is that we're still gonna have like 1 month of this season after patch.
Yep.
So
Pretty
this
much
happened.
exactly a month.
How many months ago was that when we had it happened again, or it happened during I think April or May? That
Yeah.
happened.
This is
Well,
going to happen all the time because we're on a 2 month balance patch cycle, but a 3 month season cycle. So
it's gonna
every
happen.
other season you're gonna have a patch in the middle of the season.
Yeah, this is a good time to experiment with like some builds that you might want to
Yeah,
do after the
just do
patch.
whatever you want.
Just that's what I'm just messing around. I'm really liking Shazam though. There's some nice memes that come up. Like I'll show. I should still have that replay where I fought a. Was it this one? I feel like it was this one actually. My last one. Wait. Oh.
We got an update, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta show. It's gonna be in my VOD if you're really interested.
Yeah.
Anyone. It's really fun though. But I'm just having fun because if I'm not having fun, I am not.
You're not gonna play.
I'm not gonna play. So I
Yeah.
gotta. And I feel a lot less like crap when I keep losing all the time, regardless of if I'm playing
Yeah.
legit.
You just blame the comp.
Yeah, I just blame. Well, I'm just having a mess around
Yeah.
comp anyway. Oh, who cares?
Yeah.
So
And if you get
that's
really
how
bored in like a month and 3 days, the new Pokemon game's coming out. So you can just play that until the patch.
is it. It's coming out or it is out.
In a month and 3 days it's coming out.
Oh, okay. I thought you said for the next month and 3 days.
No. That's when Pokemon comes out, and then we've got about 2 months until Summoner's War balance patch. But
Yeah. So 6 weeks, I think, is closer prediction.
yeah, wait, how long has this season been going on? I don't know. This shit's a blur to me. Did it start this week or last week?
No, it
Started this.
started this week.
Okay, so we have 7 weeks until the balance patch.
Well, I don't know if they're gonna base it because remember we got patched during Special League, so I don't know if those weeks there.
Oh yeah, we did get it during Special League.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. Whatever. Pokemon's
6
coming
is
out. It's a better game. Just play that. Even if the balance patch is out in this game, just play Pokemon anyway. Fuck it.
You're pretty much playing to farm points, to buy scrolls, and buy your transmog stones and all that stuff. Yeah, and just have fun with it. Experiment. You know, they're like, oh, I wanted to experiment with this unit, but I couldn't because it was end of season. I don't want to risk losing rank. Now's the time.
Yeah.
Now is the time. Who knows? Maybe I'll actually stick with my Shazam.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll just make a comp based off these skins. Who knows?
But yeah, let us know in the comments if you guys have any ideas or anything that you want to see. It can be RTA related, just not meta related, because there's all you guys watching, you've heard all there is to hear about the meta. You know what I mean? There's nothing left. We're just beating a dead horse at this point. Like,
really are
talking about Shizuka and Masha and Oliver and all that crap. So let us know. But yeah, we can call it here. We were just gonna make this one a short one, just because we didn't do one last week, and it's just tough. We don't know what to talk about. We're playing the same game for the 9th straight month. Like, it's just it's tough.
And even if we get new guests that we haven't had before, and like if there's, and really this is meant to be a RTA podcast, and we started this RTA podcast during the most boring year of summer.
I know. It's so unlucky. Our very first podcast was Balance Patch Review. I'm pretty sure it was Balance Patch Review of Masha, Oliver, and Shizuka getting buffed. And here we are, 9 months later.
Masha came after, and Shizuka, but the second Shizuka buff came after as well, I believe. But
so what was it? Was it Oliver? Maybe Oliver was already good, and then Masha and Shizuka were on the same one?
Yeah.
They were on the same one. I know Masha and Shizuka were on the same one. I couldn't remember if Oliver was on that one or not, but...
No, Masha came after Oliver became good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's because everyone's talking about how Masha became buffed to counter Oliver, and she did.
Yeah.
But then she became one of the best.
Yeah.
She went from counter, but again, people preemptively take Masha because they might not own Oliver anyway. So you see a lot of Masha because of Oliver, no matter what. If Oliver is gone, you might see less Masha in theory, and I believe that to be true, based on the conversation we had with Spires when we had him as guest like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, which also he started streaming on Twitch, so don't follow him.
Yeah, literally it's just Spires, Spires.
Yep.
I just started following him yesterday too because I didn't know until yesterday.
Yep.
So he rated me actually. I'm like, what the fuck? You streamed now too?
Yeah.
Because he didn't stream when we had him. So there you go. Make sure you follow Spires.
But yeah, all right. Subscribe, people. Like it. Do your thing.
Please comment actually what ideas we have 2 in lock for sure: artifacts and
building a draft.
Building a draft based on your box. We should be able to put something together for you, hopefully.
Yeah. All right. Peace out.
All right. Peace out, everyone.